Hello, hello. I'm here today with my Top 5 Wednesday. This is a tag created by Ginger Reads Lainey, which I will tag down below. And basically this week, our Top 5 theme is the top 5 books released in this second half of 2015. Our most anticipated pre-orders, basically. So my first one came out yesterday/today, which is Go Set a Watchman by Harper Lee. I read To Kill a Mockingbird in high school, loved it. I reread it earlier this summer in anticipation of this release, and I am so excited. It should be delivered to my house literally within the next few hours from Amazon, and I'm really excited to jump in and see the characters again, to see basically just what she had in mind. The way I understand it, Go Set a Watchman was the original book, and when she took it to the publishers, they wanted it rewritten as an account of Scout, the main character, from her childhood, like as the child, not as like a flashback. So I'm really interested to see this novel, and I know it's got a lot of like critical feedback, but I'm really excited. I'm going into it with an open mind, and that is my number 1 pick. Number 2 comes out in August, I think on like August 25th, and that is X by Sue Grafton. This is part of a very long series that she's been working on for a while. I always call it the Alphabet series, but technically it's the Kinsey Milhone series, and basically she's a private detective, and then she goes through all these different adventures, and the reason I call it an alphabet book is because the whole series is based on the alphabet. She started with A is for alibi, and has gone all the way down to X. I was kind of interested to see what X is for, but they've just decided to call it X. I wanted to know X is what, because that's the name of all the other books. A is for this, B is for this, but they just went with X for this one, and even though I'm not quite up to X yet, I'm very excited for this release because I really am starting to get into the series, and I will definitely be picking it up soon to add to my collection. I have, I think, all of them up to X at this point, so I'm excited for that one. That's my number 2 pick. Number 3 is kind of a weird one, really. It's The Girl in the Spiderweb, I think it is. The Girl in the Spiderweb, and this is a continuation of the Millennium series by Stieg Larsson, who has actually passed away. So another author has picked up where he left off. So I'm very interested to see how they do this book. It comes out in, I think, early September, but I'm really interested to see how the writing styles mesh together, if it's going to be an easy transition from one author to the next, and just to kind of see where the characters left off. I actually still have the 3rd book in the Millennium series to read, and then this one, but like I said, seeing how they switched authors here in the middle of the series, I'm kind of interested to see how that works out. And that was my number 3 pick. My number 4 pick is Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, who wrote the Eat, Pray, Love series, or the Eat, Pray, Love book. I just read that as an audiobook earlier this year, and I really liked it. So I'm excited to see this one. From what I understand, I don't know too much about it, but it's really about just not being afraid of letting yourself be creative, kind of giving yourself the attitude to be open-minded and willing to go out on a limb, to make things, to create things, to be creative. So I'm really excited to get into that one. That comes out late in September. And my last one, Lovable, Livable Home by Sherry and John over at Young House Love, and they actually started as a blog, and we've been able to follow them from their very first home all the way up to now. I don't even remember what home they're on, but basically they're just working through their interior decorating life. They really bring out creative ways and fairly inexpensive ways to decorate your home and upgrade your home in a DIY style, and I just really like their voice. I like their attitudes, and they seemed really nice when I met them for their first book at Books by the Banks in Cincinnati, and this one again will be at Books by the Banks, I think this year in probably like October. So I'm hoping to be able to get a signed copy of this one here in just a couple months. So there are my top 5 releases. They're actually all going to be out by the end of September, but I'd love to hear what other books that you are excited about. If it's one of these or one that's not on the list, let me know down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!